Okay, so today I'm going to talk about the files. Okay. Okay, so basically in the operating system we have two types of file. So we have text files and also we have binary files. So I try to categorize these two type of files. Here you can see that actually each of these category has its own unique characteristic, and also it has advantages and disadvantages. So for the text file, so first of all let's talk about the text files. So the one point regarding to the first category, that is text file, is that text files are human readable. So if you open up a text file, so you can easily understand that what is inside. Basically is a set of letters, numbers, and also symbols. Okay. So this is a good point, and based on that, so maintaining a text file is much more easy. Okay. If you have a text file and you need to maintain that, so it is basically it's going to be an easy task. But the disadvantages of the text file, the first is that they are less secure. So they are less secure. I'm saying that because if you forget about the some tools in order to encrypt maybe the content of the file, or maybe some tools in order to hide your file, so you are not going to store your critical information inside of the text file, because it's very easy. So someone can open up by just one click, open up your text file and also read the content. And so because it's also human readable, right? And so you are not going to store your critical password inside of a text file. So this is a negative point for the text file. And another thing for the text file is that basically they need much more space for storing. So for example, if you are going to store a number with for example 2 digits, so for each digit, so you need 1 byte. Okay. And if I want to, for example, store a number with 3 digits, 4 digits, so I need 3 and 4 bytes in order to store the numbers, right? So according to the space efficiency, so the text files, they are not that much good. And based on that, because of the storage space, so maybe it's not that much good to store a huge amount of data inside of the text file, because so you need basically the corresponding memory space in order to load the text files into the memory. Okay, so this is another point that you should consider. But so apart from the text file, we have also binary files. So binary files, so according to the advantages, so they are more secure, because so the data inside, as you can see based on the notation, so they are binary files, and so everything inside is just 0 and 1s, and so you cannot easily understand what is inside. And if you open up a binary file, so maybe you will face some symbols or some characters that is not human readable. And based on that, so it's more secure in order to store maybe some of your information. But I'm not going to say that okay, it's secure if you store all of your information inside the binary file. But comparing to the text files, they are much more secure if you are going to store some things. But according to another advantages of the binary file is the storage space. So they are much more efficient comparing to the text files if you are going to store some data. So, but it also depends on the size of data that you are going to store. If you are going to store maybe just few bytes, so it's better that you store it in the text file. But if you are going to store much more data, so it is better that you store it inside of the binary file, because of the efficiency in the storage space. And according to the disadvantages, so I would say that they are not human readable. So as I said, so if you open up a binary file, you will face maybe some characters that you don't understand. And based on that, it's not that much easy to maintain such files. I'm not going to say that it's not possible, or maybe it's not easy. I mean that it needs much more effort, okay, in order to maintain such file, comparing to the text file. So these are the two categories of the files that we have. And so if you remember, so the last session, so we talk about some tools in order to process text files, right? But according to the binary files, so I would say that because the binary files, so we have maybe different structure in order to store binary file. So we have some tools in order to read what is the content of the binary file, but so maybe it needs some particular tools in order to understand what is inside. For example, if you have a binary file in the operating system like Windows, so it has one representation that you cannot use it in the Linux operating system, okay? So in the sense that, okay, if you have an exe file, that is exe file is a binary format inside of the Windows, so you cannot run that inside the Linux operating system, okay? So the binary file is not like a text file that I cannot open it up everywhere. And for example, if I'm going to have a binary file that is executable file, so in the Linux operating system, maybe I should basically follow the ELF instruction in the Linux operating system. So it depends on the operating system. Maybe it depends on the structure inside the binary files. So we have some different tools in order to process a binary file. And so, but in this session, actually, I'm going to we are going to talk about the process in C language, that how we can create a file, or how we can basically open an existing file, and how we can read and write to a file, actually read from a file and write into a file, and finally we are going to close a file. So this is the procedure that we are going to talk today. But we are going to do all of this stuff in the C language. Okay, so I'm not going to introduce you maybe some tools in order to do that. Okay. So everything is clear.